Welcome my fellow culinary noobs. In this tutorial video I'm going to show you step by step how to fuck up a New York style pizza. We are going to start with 400 grams of pizza flour, add it into a bigger bowl along with your smaller bowl, and 10 grams of salt, 8 grams of sugar and 2 grams of instant yeast. Mix your dry ingredients and follow with 260 grams of cold water and 10 grams of olive oil. This is going to be the base of our pizza dough, so start mixing with a wooden spoon until the water is absorbed and then start kneading the dough. After everything is combined, you can take it out of the bowl and continue on the countertop. Alright, not too complicated so far, but here comes a very important part. Make sure that you do not wet your hands with any water or olive oil. Again, this is very important, so pay attention. So continue kneading the dough without wetting your hands, and shortly you will notice that the dough is sticking to the countertop and to your hands like a freaking leech, bro. But this is a good sign. We are on the right track to completely fuck up your pizza. At this point, just add some flour to your hands and you can start your well-deserved agony, rubbing off the sticky dough from your hands, which is likely going to take at least half an hour. If you are done with that and you still feel motivated, just take another round without wetting your hands, bro. I'm going to use water here. Continue kneading the dough and occasionally slap that bad boy so it knows who's the boss, and eventually you will get a nice and round ball like this. Cover your dough for 30 minutes and let it process the trauma you caused to it. Continue slapping the shit out of the dough so it starts to even regret its existence. And form it again into a nice and round ball and transfer it into an oiled container so it can think about its fate for another 30 minutes. After this, give it some gentle stretch and folds. And let it for another 30 minutes. At this point your dough should be nice and stretchy like this, so give it some final stretch and folds and another 30 minutes. Your dough should be now fully prepared for what's coming, so cut it in half. And after the usual stretch and folds, enhance the surface tension of the dough balls by performing this special pulling move against the countertop because Simon said so. And honestly, bro, after all this variation you just gave to the dough, it will definitely need 1 or 2 days in the fridge. Next up, you obviously need to make some pizza sauce. This one is pretty simple, nothing crazy here, just some crushed tomatoes, some salt, sugar, oregano, and grated garlic. When your dough is done resting, first of all, make sure that you try breaking something by opening your container, and then sprinkle some flour onto your dough. Actually, I'm not even sure why I'm doing this. You can just grab it directly and put it in some flour. Anyways, cover every inch of that with flour so you can start stretching. There are really countless ways to do this. I'm going to stick to some basic movements because obviously I'm a noob. But the idea is basically to fuck around with the dough until it stretches to a size which you will think of that, well, okay man, that's surely enough for pizza. And then adjust the edges so it also looks like one. Okay, now finally you can bring out your giant spanking tool and teach someone a lesson, or just pull your pizza on the top. Sauce up your pizza, nice and even distribution, 100%, come on now. Follow with some mozzarella and your other toppings. I'm doing a simple pepper and jalapeno here. Drizzle with some olive oil so the crust gets extra crispy, and off it goes to the oven. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but I will still mention it since this is a tutorial. So obviously you have to stretch your pizza larger than your pizza stone so the edges slide off and you get this morph shape, because normal good looking pizza is just boring. Anyways, the crust is nice and crispy. And look at that undercarriage. I mean, whatever. Okay, since you made enough dough for another pizza, you have one more chance, and remember that you forgot to show off the gluten structure of your dough at the first time, so you can fix it now. And congratulations, you just made a giant hole in the middle of the dough, so your second pizza is already fucked up. You can desperately try to patch it up, but the damage is done. You have two options here, my friend. You give up after coming this long way, or you are making a calzone. But since we are not accepting defeat, pack your sauce and toppings on one side of the sad looking pizza, fold the other side on the top, and let's hope for the best. Okay, this is how it turned out, and I mean, it looks like a calzone, so it was a good save, I guess. Anyways, the final verification that you did everything correctly is your pizza stone. If it looks like this, you can be sure that you fucked up your pizza.